Hi, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of Unleash and Thrive. This is a podcast where we talk about mindset shift, about books, about how we can break the barriers. I have started this one with women because I know it's more difficult for women to break those barriers and bring something out. It is so much challenging. We had an episode with Claire Munde. She is a journalist and an author of a book called Bounce Back Babe. We are here with her again because now she has become one of my best friends, and you just love talking to her. She just brings best out of you. So today we are going to talk about a topic which is right now the most hyped one. We need to talk about it. We need to know more about it, and that is AI. How is it changing our daily lives, our workspace? And let's just start unpacking these. Hi, Claire. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Reena. How are you doing?
I'm great.
I'm glad to be here again for another interesting conversation.
I think I just love talking to you,
Me
and this
too.
this is going to be our thing.
Yes, this is going to be our thing. And I'm excited about today's topic, artificial intelligence. And as we were speaking just before this, I was like, this is not even going to be you interviewing me. It's going to be reverse because you're the pro. You know a lot about artificial intelligence. And I think it's just important for you to share with the rest of the world what you need to know about AI. So let's get into it.
Yes, I think it's more of a discussion
Yeah.
because I am sure you interview so many people and you have done this before. It's just you're so modest and honest that you want to give some credit to me, but let's start.
Yeah.
So for AI, what I feel is this is another change that has come into the workspace. We have seen lots of changes. Okay, not you, you are too young, but me, when I started off my internship for my chartered accountancy. That was the time when the we moved from 1999 to 2000, and that change was so, I mean, it was so overwhelming. Right from the banks, they had to change their checkbooks for all the filing forms, all the universities, colleges, educational institution, name it, and each and everyone had to prepare themselves for this change from 19 dash 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 to 20, so I think we have seen that. After that, there was one revolution about computers. It came like a storm, and at least in India, like even now, computer science engineers are like the first go to for the students who are pursuing, universities or who want to pursue education. Go to degree is becoming a computer science engineer. I'm sure it was the same in Kenya.
Yeah. Sure. That year, 99 to 2000, yeah, I was very young, but a lot of changes have happened throughout the years. And I remember people were like, the millennium, end of the world, but anything.
Exactly. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Perfectly said. Yeah. They thought that now this is the end of the world.
Yeah, but then it came with, the computers. You remember those computers that had like a back, like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
The huge ones.
heavy.
The huge ones. Yeah.
Huge, and it was like a privilege to have that thing. And then
Correct.
the word 90 whatever to 2000 and all that. But there's been so much changing, even as you say, in banking. When you think back in the days when a check used to clear, the time there was 3 days. Now it's like next day. I don't know in 99
Initially,
how
it was,
long
I
it
think,
was
7 or 8 days.
7 days,
Especially
right?
different city would take maybe even
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
So technology has changed so much,
So much.
and so has artificial intelligence. So today we're just going to focus on that artificial intelligence. And I
Right.
think a good place to start is, what is this artificial intelligence? When did it start? Because right now it's all the hype, but it
Yeah.
didn't start like last
No.
year or 2 years ago.
No. Yeah.
This thing has been there for
Has been
quite
there for
a
quite
while.
some
So just
time.
take us through that journey of artificial intelligence to where we are right now when it comes to AI.
Of course. So one best part about human race is we know how to adapt. No matter what happens, whether it is a computer, revolution, or now this artificial intelligence revolution, we know how to adapt. But for AI, it's the other way around. We have brought in this revolution actually just to make our life easy. This, I think, started more than 5 or 6 years ago, but it was more into those sci fi labs as such, and they were still experimenting. It was in last 2 years it has come out to all of us as a daily routine. Now the way WhatsApp changed the mode of communication. You remember, like, I think when I got married, it was what, 2002 3. That time we didn't had WhatsApp, and I had to spend, like, I don't know how many thousands of money just to talk to my husband who was here in Kenya, and I was based in India. And it was so expensive to maintain that relationship. I wish we had WhatsApp then.
Back then, yeah.
And now, see, the WhatsApp has become like just part of life. For
Yes.
the kids, the Gen Zs, they can't even imagine a life
Like without
without
it.
it.
Yeah.
Then there was Google. We started Googling to know, if you want to know about a product, you would just go and Google it. That was so common. But do you really think nowadays anyone really goes to Google?
No, not
You
as much.
yourself.
Not as much as it was before. Yeah, yeah, it's totally changed.
Yeah, it has totally changed. Now AI has become is becoming a part of our life.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do a small research, you just go to ChatGPT
Yeah.
or any other AI for that matter, the open AI engines. So it started around 4 5 years ago. Last 3 years it has come out to public, and we know more about it now.
Yeah.
We are using it on a daily basis. It has not restricted ourselves to corporate workspaces or only research or just to these big companies. If you observe Netflix, how do you know that which movie should they recommend you?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Based on what I'm watching. So
yeah. they
similar.
already they already have those AI engines with them, so
Yeah.
it was restricted to these big corporates, because they could afford.
Yeah.
The only thing is, the shift has, in last 3 years, the shift is from those big corporates to a common man. Because what I feel, it's also a business strategy. If you restrict it to those few corporates, how much money and how much intelligence because artificial intelligence is finally, it's learning from us.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
we
It
are the
is.
ones who's training it.
Yeah.
We feel it's the other way around.
But it's actually learning from
It's
that is so
actually
true.
learning. The more questions we ask, it knows more about you,
Yes,
that this is
exactly.
your issue,
Yeah.
and this is how you want your answers.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's something that we need to delve into, that
Right.
machine learning, because a lot of people ask, oh my goodness, ChatGPT or any other AI tool is
Terms
really,
just
yes,
float. Yeah.
it's just taking this
Yeah.
information. And then people start asking, okay, so how safe is my data? That is
Right.
something I always keep being asked, because it's so
Yes.
helpful, but they're like, oh my goodness, they knew all these things about me. How safe it is? How safe is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that we'll talk about. But
Correct.
I think another thing that we need to talk about is the different kinds of AI.
Yes. So there, right now, we just know, most of us, we only know about ChatGPT. Okay, but there are types of AIs. Like, there is generative AI, which is more about creating images. Now, if you see the social media, the quality of images, the way videos are going on, you can even create a whole film. There's a Japanese girl and a dad who created a whole movie of, I think, 10 minutes or 9 minutes with the help of AI.
Yeah.
And it has become a viral sensation right now. So that's generative AI, where you create images, you use prompts to create videos. Now, ChatGPT has Sora. Gemini has its own, VO3.
Yes.
There's Claude. There's a lot of options out there. Mid Journey is one of the best options. Kling AI.
Yeah.
So these are all platforms where AI is being explored more and more on generative AI. Then there is something called agentic AI. So there is one interesting case right now. Claude, the Anthropic, they tried giving a task to the an AI agent, to run what do you say, the vending machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they gave the AI complete instructions of the stock out. If it goes minimum level, then it should order, and the revenue, how it should generate, and what should be the profit margins and everything. And it actually worked for a month or a week, and it did all the task on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay, it didn't make profit,
Mm.
it made some losses, but that is what you can expect in future, like in next 4 or 5 years. That is what you will be seeing, an agent doing all the tasks for you. Like right now there are so many companies who are doing already research, and they're introducing their agent ais,
Yeah.
like from booking your tickets. So you just give the destination that, I want to go for a trip for 4 people, for example, to this destination. This is my budget. Give me a complete itinerary and book the tickets. It will do the whole task for you.
Yeah.
So that's agentic AI.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And, I just learned about that agentic AI some time back. And I remember I was hearing it on Steve Bartlett, the Diary of a CEO.
Uh-huh.
Talking about this is where the future is at. I was like,
Exactly.
oh my goodness, I need to find out about this. And then I just started reading up, and I was like,
Correct.
whoa, there's a lot to it. So yeah.
Yeah, that is the future. So this creates another question, that would there be would people get redundant after this? But the only shift that is happening, even recently, I think, Facebook also, the Meta, they declared few people as redundant, and they reduced the workforce. But at the same time, other people were hired who had AI knowledge. So it's not actually, taking up your jobs.
Yes.
It's just giving jobs to different people who have that skill set.
Yeah.
And I think that is normal. That has been happening like for a long time.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
know computer skills, you will be
I'm
hired.
telling you
Yeah,
exactly.
so yeah, that is what is agent AI. Then there is this machine learning that you were talking about, machine learning and deep learning. So that is more about, you know you the machine, it's like more about this Netflix that we were talking
Yeah.
about. It takes the data, it keeps on learning, and from there it develops itself, like the chat gpt. And
Yeah.
these are the machine learning, which actually it's the big data.
Yeah.
They take all this data, learn from there, and deep learning, they dive deep into the root causes, and what more they can give you.
Yes.
And then there is reinforced learning. So the reinforced learning is all this Amazon, or these, what do you say, the people who are selling online. This is reinforced learning, where it keeps on learning with a trial and error, whether this is working or not. If not, then it moves to a different option. So it actually checks the permutation and combinations. So yeah, these are 4 types of AI
Yeah, awesome,
that we
awesome.
have.
And I like the way you said that even as some jobs become redundant, there are others that are created, because that
Correct.
is a question that people always ask, like, oh my
Correct.
goodness, is my job going to be taken? Should I embrace it? Because if I embrace it, then I won't be needed. But
Right.
you'll be needed, but you'll have to have the skills to
Skill
use
set.
AI. I mean, there's like some companies that have a whole AI job function, chief
Correct.
AI officer there.
Of course,
Yes.
it is a requirement,
Yeah.
because the way we, at one point of time, we never needed chief
Yeah.
financial officers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But then that role came up. Then at one point of time, there was no ERP head or as such.
Yeah.
But now ERP became so common, that you have to have a person who actually handles admins, manages your ERP, keeps on checking, what new you can do.
Exactly.
Power BI was another revolution,
Yes,
for
yes.
analytics and all that. You're a finance person, you
Yeah, I
know
know.
that.
I know, yes. So I think it's just important for people to know
To
you should
learn those
embrace
skills.
it. You should
Yes.
learn it so that you can stay relevant rather than
Yeah.
fighting it and then you become redundant. So
Correct.
I like that background that you've given us. Now I'd like us to get some practical tips for our work, because now we're being told that AI is going to make us more efficient so that we can release our
Oh
time.
God, that is the
I know
discussion
this is
right now.
that,
Even at any workplace you go, oh, we are implementing AI, but you have to understand
yeah.
that it's not that today you implement this. The same thing happened for ERP actually. You remember
Yeah.
when ERP was a thing, when SAP was
Yes.
introduced, a lots of ERP are there now in the market. People feel that once you implement ERP, you are becoming efficient. No, it is not the case. You have to have that change management should happen. People are changing,
Mm,
people are used to those legacy systems.
yes,
With the new ERP, the new rules come in. If you
exactly.
don't implement all that, you don't
Yeah.
train your staff for that change management, you can't be successful. That project will not give you the rate of on
Yeah.
investments that you are
Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah, your
So
ROI.
it's the ROI.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with artificial intelligence. If you don't use it optimistically, if you
Mm.
don't use it the way for the correct tasks, it won't give you returns. Few
Mm.
things should be left to humans, like emotional
Yes,
intelligence,
yes, yes.
managing people,
Mm.
understanding the real business problems.
Yeah.
That will still remain with us. So it's just a shift from doing, the tasks that were monotonous, like
Yes,
data entry,
exactly.
just, putting from this one to Excel,
Yeah.
giving it those tasks. Definitely AI can help you with.
Yeah, yeah. I always tell people that AI is supposed to help release you from the administrative tasks to
Tasks.
give you time for
And
strategic tasks. So things
exactly.
that you actually need to think about, things that are
True.
more relational, that's where you as a human being is required. Then leave
Right.
the other things, admin things to
To
AI.
AI,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Perfectly said.
yeah,
So that's the way. Actually, I think last year or last to last year, I went to a school to talk about, they generally call people for uh, talking to the students what the careers are ahead.
yeah,
And yeah, and it was 2 years ago.
yeah,
And it was just the hype had started for AI.
yeah,
So there's so many students who asked me,
yeah,
now AI is coming. So what do you think? What career we should choose?
yeah.
And I said, AI is there, but
Mm-hmm.
people are required, and you will have to look for what you can do, what
Mm.
is best for you. So don't just start jumping that no, now I have to do, there are courses now already in the market for computer science,
Yes.
a specialization in AI
Mm,
engineering.
mm, mm,
So it's a good to have, and you should go for it. But if it is your thing, if
mm.
you're an arts person
Yeah.
and now you want to jump to AI, don't do that to
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
AI will come, it will go, something else will come,
Yeah.
but you have to look at what is best for you.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that. Those students, they are saying, okay, times are changing so much.
Yeah.
AI seems to be the future. Should I be focused on that or whatnot? So you run Linkers, which is a new way of thinking about education, not just you get educated and you go to the job market, but are you matching your skills to what is needed in the job market? What would you tell somebody who's maybe coming out of high school, who's thinking about what should I be studying so that I can be relevant, but at the same time, I'm not just moving with trends that keep on changing.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. So if I have to interview someone in next after 3 years, I would expect some on your CV, your real core skill set, of course, that is required. But do you know how to do the prompt engineering? Are you well versed with AI systems? I don't know. By in 3 years, it will be the agentic AI.
Yeah.
So do you know how to interact with that
Yeah.
and how to deal with that? So these are some things that a person has to keep in mind. A student needs to know, but at the same time you cannot move out from your core and
Mm.
just jump the way you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that prompt engineering because a lot of people keep thinking, okay, why am I not getting the kind of results that I want? But you're forgetting that GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So
Correct,
let's give
correct.
some practical tips for somebody who's starting out in AI. They're totally green and they want to understand how do I get the right prompts to give me the right kind of information that I need. So let's just use the simplest, the chat GPT, which many people start
No,
as
yeah,
starter people
yeah,
beginners
yeah,
usually go
yeah.
to chat
Chat
GPT
GPT.
before they go to others. So let's say I want to do a task. Let's talk about books. Like we have our
Ah,
recharge and we
thank
start.
you. You're
Yeah.
amazing.
So somebody out there wants to be an author, for example, and maybe they want to talk about, I don't know, maybe they're in the finance space. And so they want to talk about personal finance and they want to advise people how to take control of their personal finances. But they're like, okay, I have this idea. How can some prompt engineering help me refine the concept? Because remember, we're saying the AI is not going to take away your role.
Correct, correct,
Right? It's just going to help you maybe
correct.
refine an idea and
Yeah,
then you still need to use your brain.
of course,
Yes.
of course.
So, what prompt engineering tips could you give to an author who, say, wants to write a book on personal finance and they're thinking of, okay, what are the key topics that I need to think about?
Include.
Let's say, yeah.
So for prompt engineering, the basic goes for any social media post or a book or whatever you want to. There are three major stages. One is goal. You should know, you should tell, because it's an AI, it's not a human. Like if you know me, you know that, if I ask this to Reena, she can give XYZ answer. But AI doesn't know you. So you have to train. Maybe after 1 year or 2 years of continuous using, ChatGPT will also know you. But if you are new, you should give a very clear goal that now I want to write a book about finance, helping in personal finances, and I want to share tips for maybe the target audience, say women of this age, and it should be very clear. Very, the clarity matters. The first step is giving a clear goal, what ChatGPT should do. Second is giving it a format. So you have to tell, if it's a short post, you have to tell ChatGPT that it should be in pointers. It should be, do you want it to be sarcastic? Do you want it to be, if it's a social media post, you want it to be a viral hook or whatever? If you want to present in a tabular format, or you want to create an image out of it, so tell ChatGPT that. And the third part is give as much as data that you have to the ChatGPT, so that it knows that this is my research area. So if you have already written some pointers of, according to me, this is so you just give all that information. Give. So the third one is giving the data, the whatever data you have and you feel, give all those details to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Then the ChatGPT will give you a lot of it will create the data or the pointers for you. For example, if it's about a book, it will give you, these are the chapters that I feel, this is your target audience, and would you like me to continue with that? Then you have to actually train it that, no, according to me, I don't want these two chapters, this is irrelevant for me, I want this. So you have to for me, it's just an intelligent friend. You
Yes.
have, you talk to that and it will give you. So it's actually garbage in, garbage out. If you give something wrong, you can't expect like excellent results.
Yes.
You train that AI and it will give you much better results.
Yeah, I like that AI is an intelligent friend. So be as clear as possible, because sometimes
Right,
people are not given the context. They think that
it
you
knows
just know, you're just
everything.
going to
Yeah.
know, but I don't know you. So as you said,
Correct.
by the time you've trained, like in
Right.
a year, they'll know who is Reena, who is
Yeah.
Claire. This is the kind of tone that she usually
Like for
uses.
example, if I go now and I just it knows.
It knows you, it knows
Yeah.
your persona. But before that, so
Yeah.
write a post about personal finance and
Yes.
keep the tone relatable. So
Correct.
as clear as possible. So
Right.
you need to know your goal, you need to be clear about it, you need to give as much data
Data
as
as
possible.
possible and the format that you
The
wanted to
format,
present. Sometimes,
exactly.
for example, if you are comparing 2 3 quotes,
Yeah.
then you can tell that I want it in dollars, I want it in shillings, I want you to give me a column for rates, put it in a tabular format.
Yeah.
So it will give you in Tableau so that it's easier for you. Then if you want to be downloaded, you give that specific instructions. This should be downloadable in Excel format. So
Yes.
then it will give you, you can put it on Excel, then you can do your analysis further.
Yes, break
So
it down as
yeah,
much as possible. And then is that whole thing of chain linking. So as you keep on generating more, it keeps on understanding, okay,
correct.
this is who it is. And then if you
Correct.
don't like what it it's like a friend.
You
I
have
don't
to
like
tell. Yeah.
I
You
don't
have to
like that. That's
tell.
not what I meant.
Yeah.
Redo this.
Correct.
Yeah. So
And you know what? Actually, I felt that if you are working with a human, if you the person has done the task wrong 2 or 3 times, you feel, how many times should I go and tell that person? But here you don't have that guilt.
yeah.
You can correct that AI 10 times, 100 times, it doesn't matter. It's because it doesn't have that feelings. So you
Yes.
can keep on correcting that. So just feel free.
Exactly. Feel free. So you got this is a silly response. Can you rewrite this? But
Yes,
of course, now you wouldn't tell a
exactly.
human being that, but with your
Correct.
intelligent AI friend, you can tell, no, that is
That
a
is not
very senseless answer. Can you
correct.
redo this? Keeping
Exactly.
this in mind.
Exactly.
So yeah, those are some of the advantages of AI. So now, as you said, like for organizations, they sometimes think they're going to implement AI and then voila, things have changed.
Changed.
There are so many things to it. But let's talk a little bit about the personal element as well. So this person who wants to be productive as an individual, whether you're a business owner or an employee, and you want to free your time to actually do those strategic things that we're talking about, what are some of the AI tools that they should be thinking of having so that they can free up their time, not cramping it with things that
Of
really don't
course.
make sense?
Yep. So I think I would like to talk about employees more than employers, because that is what, if employees are trained, employees are going to get the benefit anyway. And yes, there is a strategic move that you need to, but that's a lot, we can talk about it a bit later. But for employee point of view, I would say, if you want to create a presentation, for example, if you're in a marketing and you want to create a presentation for a new client, so you have some existing old presentation, but you want to just reformat it, make it more what do you say, appealing. You can use a lot of AI tools. There is Gamma AI, which is specially designed for PPT's power presentation. You can use that. It's now the best part of this all AI thing is it works with normal language, and it understands, and it just creates what you want. And as we talked, you can keep on asking it to improve.
Yeah.
So there's Gamma AI for presentations. You can use Canva. Canva has recently added, like, I think it's already 6 months or so, all very good features of AI. You just give a prompt and it creates presentations, it creates images, it creates videos as well. So I use Canva a lot for my linkers. So you give it a prompt and it creates a presentation for you. You can just give a topic that now I want to make a presentation to. You can upload your own recent PowerPoint and reformat it, so it will give it in a very nice format, and you can keep on making it better.
Yeah.
Okay. For book writing, actually, there is the best AI I would use is Claude. You give the topic and it really writes the whole chapter. You have to go through it, obviously,
Yeah.
and then keep on correcting it and make. So for me, there was a big debate. There is a big debate that is going on, whether the books from AI are better, or we are losing on our own creativity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's actually pros and cons.
Yeah. That is something that I wanted to actually talk about next because, even when I go to the bookshop, like Bounce Back Babe and also Recharge and Restart, it's in bookshops. And when I visit the physical bookshop and I'm like, hey, there's some AI, like really fully AI generated books out here from the
Yeah.
covers to the content. And I ask myself, as much as I'm pro AI, then I ask myself, what about the creativity? What about your own mind? So that balance is what is very difficult.
You
So
have
what are
to.
your thoughts? Let's go back to the book element. What are your thoughts about, you have a general idea and the people who actually use AI to write their book
Yeah.
totally? Because I feel there's an ethical element to it, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, you have a concept, but at the end of it, 90% of your book is not you.
You.
It's Claude who
Yeah.
wrote your book.
Of course.
So I think let's talk about the ethical considerations when we're using AI, because sometimes people, there's a very fine line between
Correct.
ethical use of AI and using it intelligently, and also now this is not really ethical. Is this really your work, really? Right? So what are some of the things that people need to think about when using AI to make sure that they're using it in an ethical way? They're still using their mind. They're not using machine learning work and
You are just
saying it's
you're just
yours.
creating, yeah, you're
Yeah.
just creating like back to back 10 books in 1 month.
Yes.
But people are doing that,
They
and they're
are.
making money out
They
of that.
are. Oh
And
my
to
goodness.
some extent, when it comes to money, I feel it's not wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Discussion about creativity is a
Yeah.
different aspect. But if
Yes.
you can make money, for example, if there is a Kenyan boy or a girl in remote village,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and the only access that person has is Claude or ChatGPT, and that student writes a book with the help of AI, publishes and makes money.
Yeah.
What is wrong in that? Let them make money. Okay, but there is a recent research that has shown that the creativity for students and even for this age employees who are using AI has dropped drastically. You cannot, like, now the people, the way social media got into you, and you just can't stop scrolling,
Yes.
right? Even
Yeah.
the students, and that is a concerning area. I mean, there are
Yeah.
lots of stories, there's lots of research that's happening on them. It's the same thing. I mean, you have to have a balance.
Yeah.
If you keep on using AI for even writing an email,
Yes. Honestly.
so I mean, where are we going with that? Okay, for some social media posts, it's recommended, because you don't know, if you're new, you don't know what is the viral hook,
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
So it is important to use it, but then you should know where to stop.
Yeah. So where do we stop? How do we know where to
It's
stop?
a very, very,
Because
very
you see that you're
fine
talking
line.
about those posts.
Yeah.
So we're putting posts on X, on LinkedIn, on other social media platforms,
And
and
if you believe,
yeah,
right now LinkedIn, all the posts are coming from, you can
AI.
read it and
You can read and know this is
Yeah.
so AI. Like
Yeah.
there are these quotes that you just read and you're like, this is
Not
there
that
are these
person.
terms, it's just AI. Like I couldn't have put it better. It's
Yeah.
just AI.
Yeah.
The way it's put, it's AI. The emojis, it's AI. So is that wrong? Should we be putting our posts using our
I
minds?
think
We're trying to free up our time. It's such a
correct.
slippery post. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
should we?
exactly. The correct word is, it's a slippery post, because you don't know what to do, because AI will give you very good prompt, a very good caption, a
Yeah.
post that will be, and the thing is, it's liked by so many,
People
so you're tempted to
to
use
use
it.
it and use it.
But my take on it is, wherever possible, please do it in your own language. Use
Yeah.
that AI, that last time I created this post, these were the words. Let me try it myself
Yes.
this time.
Yes, I
Don't
think
get
so.
addicted to it.
Yes,
Getting addicted is the problem.
I think so. I think I'd echo that. You can use it to free up your time. So you're doing a lot of things.
Right.
But you have a general concept of what you want to write. It can help you do that. But don't become addicted that even when I tell you to write an email, you actually now have to start thinking, how do I write an email? Because the last time
You
you wrote
don't
an
know.
email, you
Yeah.
can't remember because
Yeah.
AI has been doing everything for
For
you.
you.
And what do you say about for people who are applying for jobs? Because there are different philosophies for different organizations. There are some that during their recruitment process, they say, don't use AI. Yet we
Mm.
are in an AI
Yeah.
revolution. So what are your
I
thoughts
really
on
don't
that?
understand that one. You want your employees to know AI
Yes.
and use it for your efficiency.
Yes.
But when it comes to interview, you don't want that CV to be generated by AI. I mean, isn't it like double standards there?
Yeah, I also don't understand that because you want your employees to be efficient and they still use their minds now for the strategic things. But now the CV, I don't understand it as well. So maybe the
It's
HR people
I
here
think sometimes
go to the comment section and tell us why, if you're
perfect.
anti-AI, tell us why you're anti-AI
Perfect.
for CVs. Because there are also those ATS systems that they use
Detect. Yeah.
to see on which to
Screen those
screen.
ones. Yeah.
So why can't we use it anyway? Tell us. Go to the comment section.
Perfectly said.
Yeah, yeah.
So, coming back to using the AI tools, so even in my organization where I'm working, I encourage my staff to use AI. So recently, I have promoted a girl who was a fresh graduate 2 years ago. Now I have been working with her for some time, and she's working as an internal auditor now. So I ask her to put the problem there, check what is it giving you, and is it, just give it a thought, do some brainstorming.
Yes.
So use AI for brainstorming,
Yeah.
or maybe for presentation, but that should not be the final answer.
Yes.
You have to apply what you have learned in school, in your degrees, in your daily, day-to-day offices, from your mentors, whoever. Learn from that one, but use it as a brainstorming, as an intelligent friend.
Yes, exactly. Because
Yeah.
there's also that thing about hallucinations.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence can hallucinate, so it can give you things that are
It
not
is not
there.
100%
Yes, so if
correct,
you're
so
just
don't just,
picking, pasting,
yeah,
my
don't copy
friend,
paste.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you can be there writing, like if you're in college and you're doing your assignment and it's something about the state of the US
There's so
economy,
much happening
and
on
then
that
they say
one.
that the US vice president is Kamala Harris, and that's what you submit. Hello, it's you didn't check.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's advanced now, so
correct.
you must.
Don't just copy
Yeah,
paste. Yeah, I think
exactly.
that's a perfect advice from Claire. Don't just copy paste whatever it's the AI is giving you. It's just a tool to be used, but not like to be trusted like 100%.
Yes.
Because even ChatGPT or any OpenAI for that matter gives a small asterisk that my prompts, my answers might be wrong. So please check.
Exactly, exactly. There's that
Yeah.
caveat. So I think as we start to conclude, I think let's talk a little bit about now the future of AI. You talked about agentic AI, but now for that person who wants to build themselves, whether it's as a brand, as an employee, what are the three do's and three don'ts when using AI?
So three do's is, I would say, see where, look at your weaknesses and strengths. So if your weakness is presentation, use AI for presentation. Look at, so that are your do's. And for don'ts, I would say, don't use it like for copy paste or just taking everything from it. That is one. Second do's is, I would feel that try to learn from it. That's what, because it has a lot of research capabilities. So if you are a PhD student or a medicine student or any master's student who wants to do a research about it, any subject, try and go and use that. There is a Google Notebook LM, which has a amazing research capabilities. There's Perplexity. Right now Perplexity is gaining a lot of attraction from in India, basically. So you try to use them as your research tools to create your papers, though you don't rely on them 100%. And the third do's, I would say, is you use it to improve yourself. So for example, I use it a lot when it comes to, say for example, public speaking. If I'm not very good, I would go and ask tips. What should I do? And try to implement that. Check if it's working for you. So use it as a mentor or something for you. So these are, I think, three do's. Don'ts, I would say, don't copy paste. Don't get addicted to it, that your life doesn't move without
Without.
AI. So don't do that to yourself. And don't be okay too reliant, but don't use like each and every tool.
Mm.
There are thousands of tools that are coming into the market. You don't have to use all of them. It's not required. Just see what is important for you, what is working for you. Go to that and just narrow it down to one or two tools. Use them. I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah, I like that. Don't use each and every
Yeah.
tool. You just get overwhelmed. Just get the one that works for you. Try, test, and find what works best for you and
Right.
keep to those tools. Of course,
Right.
keep on learning what is changing and all that. But I
Right.
would also say that my two tips, one do and one don't, is first of all, do use AI to easen your workload. So,
Correct.
easen the workload in terms of things that are non core administrative tasks. But don't use AI to take away your creativity. Things
Of
that need
course.
your mind,
Yeah.
please still use your mind, because if you get addicted, then you actually lose your brain cells
Yeah.
because you're not
Yeah.
thinking.
And
You know,
that
if
is
you
not
don't
good for
work,
you,
yes, yes. If you don't
because
exercise, you those brain muscles,
should
yeah,
work, should work.
use them or lose
Because
them.
the way computers have become redundant,
Yeah.
if one day AI becomes redundant because
Yeah.
of XYZ, you don't know what will happen, and you have lost your creativity, then
Exactly.
what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Yes. So always
So think
exercise.
about pros and cons all the time.
Exactly. Just the way you exercise your body to make sure that you're in
Perfect.
check,
Right.
exercise your brain muscle. So don't delegate everything to AI.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. I
Correct.
think that has been a good conversation. And I think maybe just as we conclude, you can tell people a little bit how they can find out about linkers if they have children or they have
Yes.
people that they know who are trying to figure out their next trajectory in life, young people, how they can reach out to linkers to find a little bit more on that.
Yes. So, Linkers, as we talked last time, it's a e-learning platform where the courses are not about the degrees; it's about the soft skills you need. So, there's a course that I'm launching is on this prompt engineering and about these AIs, what types of AIs, what you should know, what you should not know. So, there's a course that I'm launching in next a week or so. Please go ahead and check the link in the bio and see if you this course will help you. um I would also like these Gen Z's to explore uh, more about AI. It's not only ChatGPT, it's not Claude only. If you can create something out of it, because you can literally, with this vibe coding, it's a
Yes.
coding that
Yes.
you can use normal language. You don't need to know the code as such, and you can still create your own apps, your websites. There's so much. I think Manos is one of
Yes.
the agent AI that I know. You can just give it a task and it creates the whole task for you, and it's like completely free. You get 300 credits every day, so over a week you can create an app on your own. So try and explore this is what I would ask the new students, the Gen Z's, to do that. Explore this area, because there's so much, and Africa, especially Kenya, has a talent that is unmatchable. So
Mm,
I believe in all of you.
yeah.
Please go ahead and try, learn from. You can literally use ChatGPT to teach you, and you create something
Yeah.
from that. So yeah, do that.
Awesome. Awesome. This has been a good conversation. And just as we are wrapping up, I'm thinking we should one time do a practical session for people to understand prompt engineering and
Right.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
look out for that. One of these fine days, we'll give you
Sure.
the actual
You give
practical
me
stuff.
goals, Claire.
Yeah.
That's the reason I like you so much.
Awesome. So this has been a good conversation. I hope you
Great.
have learned something about AI. AI will not replace you. AI can help you become more efficient, but remember to exercise your brain cells.
Perfect. That's the advice only Claire can give you. So I'm so thankful you're here, Claire.
Thank you.
Thanks for this. Thanks for the discussion. And we hope we continue doing this,
Yeah.
because I'm enjoying it a
Me
lot.
too. Thanks so much for
Great.
having me.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Great. So thank you, viewers. Keep watching these videos. Claire is here with us, and I'm sure I'm going to bring her back again and again, so that we explore, and she brings best out of me, best out of you. And she herself is an amazing person. If you have not read her book yet, Bounce Back Babe, it's a must read for especially the moms who have just gone through the motherhood, who are entering the motherhood. Please go and read this book, and we thank Claire for her time today.
Thank you.
Okay, great.